The street.
All right, welcome to Character Spotlight, where we do a little deep dive into the different characters of the Lotus Vale D&D campaign. So today we have John here. So John, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody your character's name, their race, and their class?
My character is a half elf rogue with one level in artificer named Zorro Shadowleaf. He's got, I think, currently five levels in rogue and one in artificer.
Sure. Why did your character come to Lotus Vale?
My character came to Lotusville. So my character, Zorro, has a sister named Zephyr, and they grew up on the continent of Asharia, which is about, if I remember correctly, about 2 days travel by boat away from the continent where the story is actually based. And they were basically just thieves trying to survive in this town. And they grew up there in a town in this continent, and they eventually robbed the wrong person. They managed to get away with the loot, but um, the nobleman that they stole from was in hot pursuit. So they decided to skip town, took a boat over to here, and they met up with some people and ended up um, forming a friendship with Kano and Jarthur and Goldie. And then when Maybe Rich approached the group in the tavern, they realized that making our own town where we don't have to worry about town guards coming after us or anything because we are the
You
town
are the
guards.
town.
There you go. That's the life right there. A place where we're in charge. No one can come after us. It's our sanctuary place. So when approached with the opportunity to have that place, Zephyr and Zoro jumped on it.
Sure, absolutely. So you mentioned the loot that you had stolen, so you want to tell everybody what that was, what you and Zephyr originally stole before you came to Nestland.
Well, Zephyr, I guess that's her own business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my way of saying I don't remember.
Sure.
But my item was we both stole rings.
Mm-hmm.
This nobleman had at least two rings that he kept on him, and we stole these two rings. Mine was a ring of mind shielding, I believe, which stops me from receiving unwanted psychic interference, and also allows me to, in the unfortunate event that my character dies
Which will never
permanently.
happen. Never.
Of course not. I've not. It's not like I've been close to
It's
death
not
in
been close
almost
at all.
every session so far. That would never happen. No, but um, if he was to die, his soul could go into that ring, and be housed there for as long as he wants it to be.
Sure.
With, I believe, the option to pass on to the afterlife at any time.
Correct. Yep. How would you describe Zorro in a few words?
In the fewest words possible,
Mm-hmm.
Zoro is um, essentially a version of me with no, but with few moral restraints.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume most of the people who watch us, especially at the beginning, would know me. But if you don't, I guess I have to describe myself now. That's never comfortable.
Get used to it. You based your character loosely off yourself, so
So now I have to tell everyone what
who
I
you are.
am.
What are you, John? What are you?
I'm me. Hi. No, but so he he doesn't have a great amount of friends or smoothness. He's not exactly suave, but he can talk his way out of some situations, and as we saw in the last session, he can get what he wants by manipulating with his words.
Sure,
He
yeah.
can.
That is
Um,
4:30 Eon if you want to go watch it. That was a fun little
you
interrogation
should
bit.
give it a watch. That was some of the most fun I've had in this campaign so
Yeah.
far. um, so yeah, he can be a bit of a sweet talker, but not really in situations where it's between friends. He can get what he wants from people he doesn't really care about. When it comes to his friends, he tends to be people he genuinely cares about, which at this point in the story is really only Zephyr, someone he genuinely will do anything for.
Mm,
Um, he's all about honesty, and he doesn't talk about it a lot. But if you explore his character and some of the things he does, he would go to the ends of the earth for the people he truly cares about, which right
sure.
now is Zephyr, and obviously the party he's grown to care more for them, especially since several of them have saved his life on multiple
Hmm.
occasions. Um, but at the same time, he doesn't really have much anyone else who he would really do anything for.
Sure. So
Um,
so that kind of brings us up to like the next question of your relationship with the other party members. So like, have there been any bonding moments with the others? Zephyr excluded, obviously, because your sister, right? You're going to favor your sister. But with like Jarther, Kano, any of the other players that have been there, any like bonding moments that stick out, things that drew you to them, maybe pushed you apart from them, differences of opinion.
well, Kano Kano is the interesting one,
Hmm.
because especially you could see this in Eon 430
Hmm.
during the interrogation. Zoro wanted to and did succeed to get everything he wanted by talking.
Hmm.
And when Kano arrived, he was like, "Let me chop our fingers off." You
Yeah.
know, he instantly wanted to get in there, and that makes Zoro impatient sometimes
Hmm.
because he wants to do things his way, and he doesn't appreciate when Kano will come barreling in like a bull in a china shop and just absolutely do whatever he
Yeah.
wants to, basically. But at the same time, they do have a unique kind of synergy. Um, they can definitely pull off the whole good cop bad cop routine,
Sure.
and at this point, they've both now saved each other's lives a couple of times,
Yeah.
particularly in the arena fights.
Hmm.
And Zoro tends to be a bit stuck up, so he probably thinks of Kano as somewhat less intelligent, like a bit of a bulldog to
Sure.
just sick on people.
Hmm.
But he's slowly growing to the point where he's genuinely thinks of Kano as a friend
Hmm.
and someone who's worth sticking his own neck out for. So that's where that's currently headed. As for Jarther, Jarther's a bit too scrupulous
Hmm.
for Zoro's tastes. He wants to always do things kind of the right way,
Sure.
even if it's own version of the right way. I think of when they were first sneaking into Rosethorn,
Hmm.
and Zoro and Zephyr, they stole clothes from. No, we cast disguise self. That's what we did.
Hmm.
We made ourselves look like the monks of the
Sure.
Sacred Flame, and we crept up through the church, and we
Hmm.
snuck our way in. And Jarth's just like, nah. He makes himself look rich, and he walks in the
Sure.
front door,
Yeah.
the way you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
um, so they have vastly different approaches, but at the same time, I think Zoro realizes, deep inside that Jarther is extremely valuable as being somewhat of a moral compass for the group
Sure.
because no one else in the group really
Has a
has
has a moral compass. What's a
has
moral
a moral
compass?
compass. Really. What's that?
Yeah.
Never had one of those before. So,
Yeah.
um, and so if we ever end up going the route of um moving toward a more chaotic good as opposed to his
Hmm.
current alignment's chaotic neutral,
Sure.
if we end up moving that way, I have a sneaking suspicion that Jarther is going to be a big part of
Yeah.
how that happens.
Sure. Yeah. Do you have any like particularly memorable or impactful moments for Zorro so far in the campaign?
Well, probably the most character defining moment he's had so far
Hmm.
was the interrogation scene.
Sure.
Um, there haven't been a lot of opportunities for like deep role play.
Hmm.
So not a ton of like really deep conversations. Um, might have to think about that one a little bit.
Okay, sure. What is the funniest or most surprising thing that's happened to Zorro so far?
Well, I genuinely thought he was gonna die in the first session.
Yeah, yeah, that's what happens when the rogue charges a goblin by himself.
The goblin had what, like 8 hit points?
Yeah,
I should have killed him. I just missed,
yeah.
and the goblin didn't.
There was a lot of dice rolls that happened that led to that situation.
So that was a little funny. Like Kano was already just absolutely destroying
Mm,
all these goblins outside, and everyone else was like absolutely murdering these goblins,
yeah,
and I was in a room by myself with one stinking goblin
yeah,
just getting murdered,
yeah,
basically. That was a little humorous.
yeah,
Unfortunately, we weren't recording at the
mm,
beginning, so we don't have any records of that. But it was
yeah.
somewhat amusing.
Even like the saves and the medicine checks, like everything went wrong for you. Like you go in, you do no damage, you
Oh yeah,
get knocked, you fail your death save. People come in, try medicine checks. I think there was what, three failed medicine checks in a row.
I think so. Yeah,
Like, yeah, you were
if I
one or
remember
two
correctly, I was
more
on
rolls
two
away. Two
fails.
fails when they finally
Yeah,
succeeded by hitting the DC. So yeah,
yeah. It was. I could have just straight up lost his character.
yeah,
At that point, I hadn't really unlocked the ring,
sure.
so he would have just
Yeah, I would
died,
just be gone. Yeah,
and
for sure.
and Zephyr would have had some new character.
Emotional trauma.
Ah, yes, the foundation of every D&D
Yeah.
character.
What's your favorite thing that
Yeah.
another player has done?
Favorite thing that another player has done.
Hmm.
Ooh. Now I have to remember everything we've all done.
Hmm. So
See,
as
that's
of
not just
right
remembering stuff
now,
I've done.
we're like what, 11 sessions in. So that's only like 30, 40 hours of games to remember. It's easy, man.
It's easy. Everyone knows I have an excellent memory.
But Zora, on the other end,
Let's see. Favorite moment someone else has done. Um, well, generally I really like it when all the other players save my life.
hmm, which they do frequently.
um, hey, in that last arena fight, I was fine.
Yeah, because you hid in the back like a rogue.
That's because I'm a rogue.
Yeah, I know you learned your lesson.
After how many times? Anyways, no, but Kano's approach to dealing with the guards, not the guards, the incursion from Rosethorn in on 430, I found it very entertaining
Yeah,
because I intentionally removed myself from that conversation. I went
sure.
and hid, partially to get a strategic advantage,
Hmm.
but also because I wanted to see what the two opposites could do.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of in the middle when it comes to the three of us guys,
Hmm.
and then Jarthur is good,
Hmm.
and Kano has tendencies that are kind of, well,
Yeah. Just
bad.
escalate the situation. Continue escalating,
So
escalating, escalating.
yeah, so I wanted to see, Zoro wanted to see who would come out on top there,
Mhm.
and Kano came out on top pretty fast.
Yeah.
It went to violence pretty much within what, in game about 10
Oh
seconds of me
yeah,
walking
for sure.
away.
Yeah, yeah, almost immediately. Yeah.
I hide behind the guardhouse and just like 5 seconds later it's
Yeah.
all out
It's on.
fight.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your favorite thing the DM has done so far?
Well, one of my favorite things the DM did was allowing me to DM for two
Hmm. Yeah.
sessions. That was interesting.
Hmm.
Those sessions were fun. Um, Jarthor completely screwed me over
Hmm.
by,
Yeah.
but that
Just
was my own
completely
fault.
annihilating the boss fight.
Like I come out here with a epic warlock boss who I used. what's the name of that spell? Crap, I can't remember, but it's the spell that allows you to Vampiric Touch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I flavored him with that spell that he can just do it whenever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's activated as like this really cool visual if he just lifts his hands and they turn these long black claws that just pour smoke. And it was this epic moment. It was supposed to be where he was just gonna run in there and deal like 30 something damage,
Mm-hmm.
knock someone down
Yeah.
instantly, one tap, and everyone's gonna be like,
You came
and then
close with that
David
one
just
attack you
casts.
got.
It's true. I cast what was it? Flame.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think it was like 42 damage maybe for because I was
yeah,
playing
it
an NPC
was.
character and like I only had like 6 or 8 health after that attack. Like it was a chunk of
Yeah,
damage.
he was supposed to be a big struggle,
Yeah.
and then Jarthur just casts Phantasmal Force, and
Mhm.
well, the boss was by himself,
Mhm.
except for his goons. But all of his goons were undead,
Mhm.
who were controlled by him. So while he was occupied, they couldn't really do much of
Yeah.
anything. So, um, yeah, but it was still a lot of fun. I really appreciate getting to do that.
Yeah. It was nice for me
In
to
the
get a little
last
break
session,
and figure out some situations as well. So,
yeah, there you go. Yeah, in the last session, 4:30 again.
mhm.
Um, your acting for the interrogation scene was pretty
Yeah.
good. Um, it would have been a lot harder to play off of if you just kind of sat there like she cries.
She cries. She shivers.
Yeah, no, that was good, and it really helped me get into the scene.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you
And
scared me. It wasn't hard to act that way. You were going hardcore.
that's right. No, but I also like the way that you've been so generous with the gold and the magic items.
I have
Mm.
been. I've also been very
And
generous with
as
encounters with death in return.
you have, it's been pretty balanced, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious that for that last arena fight,
Hmm.
what was that? 28, 428.
Yes, 428. Hmm.
We had just bought like thousands of gold worth of magic
Yeah.
items, and everyone was like, "Oh, we're gonna walk in there and crush
Yeah.
this arena fight."
Yeah.
Turns out it was scaled for level 8,
Hmm.
um,
And you
and
guys
we were
were
all
all level
level 4 or 5.
5. You were level 5 because you leveled up after that night, I think. So yeah,
Yeah,
3 level 5s going into a fight scaled for level 8. And I didn't pull
yeah,
any
it was.
punches.
No, sir. You pretty much one tapped Arthur.
Hmm.
And Kano almost died too.
Yeah.
That wasn't the first time Kano's ever actually come close to death.
It's been the closest, yes. And then he almost got knocked in 430 as well. So he like the first like 7 or
Right.
8 sessions, he was fine. Like no threat at all. In the last couple sessions, I think part of it too is that you and Jarthur are taking more of a backline role, which is what your
Oh yeah.
characters excel at, which leaves Kano to do the thing that he is supposed to do, which is tank damage. And he is tanking the
Lots and lots of
damage.
damage.
Lots and lots of damage.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say the reason I don't get so close to death anymore is because Zorro learned to hang back.
Mm.
Before he was just running in willy
Oh yeah.
nilly, and he was taking some of those punches for
Oh
Kano.
yeah, absolutely. Which helped
Um,
Kano not get close to death because you were first in line, you know?
what were we talking about?
We were talking about how you were on the front lines and now you're not as much, which is making Kano more susceptible to damage.
It is, but in the arena fight, it was rough because if he went down,
Mm.
we would instantly be faced with overwhelming damage and probably die.
Mm.
In the fight with the Rosethorn people, yeah, he was getting low,
Mm.
but both Jarthur and I were in a position like we can just heal him real
Oh
quick.
yeah, absolutely.
Um,
And you also had a couple friendly NPCs as well that can hop in, you know?
yes,
I mean, you're
and
on
my bear.
your bear, yes, your bear could perform a medicine check on Kano to get him up for sure.
I think he's like a -4 on wisdom.
Yeah, he's not doing anything. I wouldn't even let him roll for it, honestly. Um,
What if
it
he rolled a critical success?
he's not smart enough to know how to roll for things. I'm sorry, he's a bear.
I should give him a headband of intellect.
I mean, you could.
I
He still can't
should
speak,
do
but
that.
he'll understand things a lot better. So if Zorro could give advice to a new adventurer, what would it be?
Stay in your lane. Don't try to be someone you're not.
Mm-hmm.
You will die or become very close to death. Um, is that from experience. Stay close to your goals. So if you want something, find out opportunities to be in proximity to it, and it'll work out for you. You might have to do something a little sneaky, but there you go.
There's also some life
If you're a
advice in
rogue,
there.
works out. Don't be sneaky in real life.
Don't be sneaky in real life. Definitely
Or
don't.
do. I'm not your mom.
All right.
That there's nothing in this.
Roll for performance. uh,
Oh,
you have some dice. Let's see how well you can drink water out of an empty glass and make it look like it's actually filled.
first I'm like, oh no, did I leave my dice at your house?
You left like 4d6s at my house.
I did.
Yeah. Like, only one of them you left last session. The other session you
Oh, I
left like
left the
four
small
before. Mm-hmm.
ones.
Yeah. The little yellow
Ah,
ones.
see, performance. That's gonna be pretty good.
Oh, yeah? How good is pretty good?
Not too shabby. Performance, you say? 18.
18. Yeah, so the viewers of YouTube don't even notice that the glass is empty. They think that you just drank a full glass of water, and this whole interaction only took about 2 seconds as you sipped your water perfectly.
Because that's what happened.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, where do you see Zorro headed, like level and class wise, in the future?
Level and class wise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just dropped my dice in my stew. Um,
Oh no! Oh no!
not the D12.
Oh no! The D12 that you never use as a rogue.
I mean, what am I gonna use it for?
Yeah.
Um, oh, well, let's see. He's gotten to a good place in Rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if I was gonna leave Rogue, probably next level up would be when I do it. I just got Uncanny Dodge and Evasion,
Mm-hmm.
so
Which are very good.
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty good.
So you thinking like pursuing Artificer more, or and also you still have
Definitely
a bottle of the water from the well that allows you to change your class as well.
I
So
do.
that is an
I
option at
snuck
some
that
point in the future. Yeah, great stealth check on that.
snuck that very sneakily.
Yeah.
Um, that was wasn't it like almost 30?
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a
Yeah.
really good stealth
Yeah.
check. Probably
Yeah.
one of the best things I've rolled so far.
Sure, yeah. It could have been detrimental if you didn't pull it off, right? But you did. So now you have a little
Hey,
bit of homebrew change your class potion.
nice. Hey, a rogue's got a rogue, you know?
Yeah, Rogue's got a rogue.
So, as far as that goes, definitely would pursue at least one more, possibly two more levels in Artificer. If I hit level 3 and I had to choose a subclass, I
Mm-hmm.
would probably choose. Oh, now I have to remind myself of the subclasses. I've got them right pulled up. I've been looking at
Doing research.
how to move forward here. Yeah, I would probably go with Battlesmith, I
Okay.
believe. Yes, because the Battlesmith gets the Steel Defender, which is a medium construct.
Mm-hmm. You
And I
having
would
little
talk to
minions.
you. Yes, I was thinking I'd talk to you about some way to try to um in. You probably have to do a little bit of homebrew here, but basically
I can do that.
with a bit of yeah, with a bit of tinkering and so on and so forth, a little bit of work could make my bear Patty
No.
my Steel Defender
Yeah.
with some, artificery add-ons and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Um, could look into that.
Sure. So ask me again 7 sessions down the road, and we'll see if Patty is still alive.
That's a good point.
So I'm not
I
opposed
should
to
take a
that,
couple level.
but
I should take a couple levels in. Take a
no,
couple
I'm sorry.
levels in
That would be
cleric and get Revivify real
true.
quick.
That would be 4 sessions away, I believe.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Revivify, I believe you would have to be a 5th level cleric, so
Oh dang,
that's a lot of levels just to get Revivify.
dang!
Yeah.
I have to find someone who can cast Resurrection for me.
Yeah. All right.
That would cost a lot of gold, I'm
Oh
sure.
yeah, for sure. Um, what are some goals of Zorro for the future?
Zoro loves money.
Hmm.
He wants to become richer. Um, and so far he's doing pretty well with that. Um, he wants to eventually deal with people who have wronged him in his past.
Hmm.
Um, and as of right now, he does desperately want to get rid of the Rose Thorn Trading Company
Hmm.
because those people and the way they treat, for example, what they did to Dappledob, and you'll have to watch the video to see what they did to him.
That
Um,
part's not on video.
no, but you see the results of it in
Oh yeah,
430.
for sure. Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. They just don't see
You
the
don't get to see
actual part.
when it happened.
Yeah, they don't get to see his hands actively being chopped off just for opening a business without a license. They don't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, good thing he's a magic user and can use Mage Hand.
Hmm.
Um, so the way they treat people reminds Zora of how he was treated basically when he and Zephyr lived in the streets
Hmm.
in Asharia. So for being as unscrupulous as he does have a sense of justice, and he wants to inflict some good old fashioned stabby justice on them.
Stabby, stabby.
Um, that's right. Hey, like I've already said at least once so far, rogue's got a rogue.
Hmm.
I don't actually use my knives very much. I should use them more often. No, actually, using my knife is what used to get me killed so much.
Yes. Also,
Short bows works a lot better now.
there was that one time where you pulled out your knives as you jumped down an 80-foot well to help slow your descent after not realizing just how much fall damage does to, at that point in time, a level 4
Hmm.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So that wraps up my questions. Anything else you would like to talk about for Zorro?
Anything else would like to talk about for Zoro?
Hmm.
Well, I've met some people who have difficulty getting into their character. Um, and, for those of you who don't know me, I am not at all a stranger to being in someone else's shoes. I do a good deal of acting, and so that comes relatively naturally for me. But even so, I still did what I would recommend you would do if you're nervous about that. And make my first character really a bit of myself, but add something else in. Because if you just play yourself, then
It's not
what's the
roleplay.
point? Go just live your life.
Yeah.
Like if you're just being you,
Yeah.
then go be you doing something else. But being able to do that, it helps it helps you get into character because you don't have to think about quite so much what my character do. You can just do what you would do.
Hmm.
Which honestly can be a little bit of fun if you're like I am playing a version of yourself that is somewhat unscrupulous.
Sure.
Um, Probably not a good thing that it's fun, but it is a
Yeah.
little bit of fun being able to sneak around and steal things and convince people to think the way you think by talking to
Sure.
them.
Hmm.
I, is undeniably attractive to me.
Sure. Yeah.
um,
You got that
so
Riz
it's
W.
in the game, maybe.
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 Yeah.
Um, but no. So that's that's been nice and it's been helpful to me. And so I imagine it'd be even more helpful to someone who was having difficulty playing someone they're not much like.
Sure.
Yeah, my backup character in case Zorro bites the dust is very much not like me.
Yeah.
Is very much not like me. So I think I'll have a lot of fun with that too.
Hmm.
But for just getting started, I'm not particularly experienced when it comes to D&D. For just getting started, this has been pretty good.
Sure. Good deal. Cool. 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 Well, thanks for watching this character spotlight. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions for Zorro, just comment them down below, and I will make him answer them.
Oh, crap. Nah, I'd be happy to answer your questions.
All right.
As I'm sure you know, I have the ability to answer any questions you should
It's true.
need
It's
me to
just may
answer.
not be the right answer, but it will be an answer.
I'll give you an answer.
All right. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Bye now.